So, ladies and gentlemen, this skater had speed to burn. When I used to watch him play with the Flames back in the day, I always thought he would open out and score more than he did, but it was a pleasure watching him in the mid-1970s with the Flames, because all I said to myself, my God, if his skill at the Q ever really hits in the NHL, he's going to be a superstar, but unfortunately it never panned out. Now today we're going to talk about the curious case of the very talented Bobby Simpson. Now Bobby Simpson, born Robert Samuel Simpson in Caughnawaga, Quebec, came to major prominence with the Sherbrooke Castors of the QMJHL. Now, being a full-blooded Mohawk from Caughnawaga, they make them big and strong over there in more ways than one, if you know what I'm talking about. Sherbrooke, he put up some impressive numbers. Now, his first last season with Sherbrooke, his draft year, allowed him to score 133 points in the regular season, including 56 goals, and he had 25 points in the playoffs. Now, Atlanta and the Racers had a big promise for him. He was taken 28th overall by Atlanta in '76 and 4th overall by the Racers in the WHA draft. Now, his first year at Atlanta, remember I mentioned that, where he was showing, I remember a Saturday Night Hockey Night in Canada game, he just skated miles in that contest, playing in his home province and in front of a lot of his fans. He had 23 points in that first season and broke the 10-goal mark in '78 for Atlanta, but he ended up being sent down to the minors and eventually ended up in the St. Louis program in '80. And he did get 2 goals that year, but he was getting to be more and more mired in the IHL and the CHL, even though he was still putting up good numbers. Now, Pittsburgh gave him another shot in '82, and he did have 9 goals in 26 games. Did play for Pittsburgh in the playoffs, but again, he was mired in the AHL and the IHL, mostly for Indianapolis, Baltimore, and Salt Lake. Now, by the end of the 80s, his NHL career was pretty well done, but still, those early promises stood in the minds of a lot of people, and with the IHL, the fans really enjoyed his play. He was very much a good teammate, very much good with the fans. But I always wonder, like I said, if he was under like a Toronto or Montreal program to develop his speed and skating. Now, the 10-year career in major pro and minor pro is nothing to be sneezed at, because he was he broke a lot of ground, because there wasn't many Mohawks that played in the NHL at the time. And when he started off as a young minor star at the '68 and '69 Quebec International Pee Wee tournament from his squad from Caughnawaga, he was a role model. I first heard about him, I think it was like 12 or 13 years old, before he started playing with Atlanta, because the Gazette I did a feature on him saying, he's headed to the NHL, and Sherbrooke Star, they used to call him, Sherbrooke Star, heading to the NHL. I didn't know he was a full Mohawk until he played with Atlanta. I think Dick Irvin, I mentioned the fact, he's the pride of, Mohawk territory in Quebec. But you look at the history of First Nation players in the NHL, he's kind of forgotten, because a name like Simpson, it sounds like, a U.S., cartoon. But, he was no cartoon. Like I said, when he was a young player in the NHL, you couldn't take your eyes off him, because in that big red jersey with the A in the front, he was just, like I said, he was just flying. And I do remember, like I said, a lot of Aboriginal players throughout the years point to him as saying, we saw Bobby make it, and we knew we can make it. I think Gino Wacek had mentioned that years before, the unfortunate situation with his life occurred there. So listen, that's the legend of Bobby Simpson. Thanks for listening. Stay cool this week, and don't forget, fall's here, so don't forget, give thanks for Thanksgiving, because we need a lot of thanks in this stressful life we're now leading. Have a good day. Bye.